Hi everyone, I am Elina Barseghyan, and in today's video I am going to explain you what is recursion and what are recursive functions in JavaScript. But for understanding, at first let's look to an example which has nothing to do with programming. Imagine you have a Russian doll, which is one where you can open a big doll and find a smaller one inside it, and then you can open the smaller doll and find another doll inside it, and you'll keep doing this until you find the smallest one which you cannot open. So when you find the smallest one, this means that this process is not going to take place infinitely, and this is going to be a stopping case for our recursion. And now imagine that you want to paint your Russian doll. You paint the biggest one, and then you need to wait until it dries up because you cannot open it and paint the smaller one which is inside it. What can you do? Besides painting this big one, you can open the big one, find the smaller one inside it, and keep going until you find the smallest one. So you'll need to start from the smallest one. You paint the smallest one, put it back into the smaller one, and then keep doing it until you put all your dolls into the biggest one. And at the end, you paint your biggest doll. So this process is definitely recursion, because here you are solving your problem by solving the smaller instances of the same problem. Now I think that you have kind of imagination what is recursion, and now let's try to understand what are recursive functions in JavaScript. Recursive function is a function which is running back, and it is to say which is returning back to itself. A recursive function can call itself for one or more times in its body. And for deeper understanding, let's suppose that we have a problem statement of solving a factorial of a given number of n with a recursive function. So what can we do? At first, let's understand what is factorial. We know that 5 factorial is equal to 5 times 4 times 3 times 2 and times 1. And 4 factorial is equal to 4 times 3 times 2 times 1. From here, we can say that 5 factorial is equal to 5 times 4 factorial. And here we can get a function for our factorial, which means that n factorial is equal to n times n minus 1 factorial. Now, when you understand this, we'll use this for creating our recursive function. Let's start. We write const factorial is equal to function which takes an argument n, and now let's try to write our recursive case. So return n times factorial, the same function, but this time with an argument n minus 1. So you think we are done, we write our recursive case and our function is ready, but not. Here we don't have terminating condition for our function, which is a base case where our recursion will stop. So here we know that 0 factorial is equal to 1, and this is going to be our terminating condition for this function. And we are going to write it like this. If n is equal to 0, then return 1. For all other cases, which means when n is bigger than 0, return n times, calling the function itself, but this time with an argument n minus 1. And now we are done with our factorial function, and this is a recursive function. Now let's try to print 5 factorial. We need to write console.log factorial with an argument 5. And let's check in terminal what we are going to get. Here we are going to get 120, which is the right answer. So I hope I help you to understand what is recursion, and my video was helpful for you.